Good morning. Would you kindly take your seats? Good morning again. I am Jim Healy, today's Master of Ceremonies, and on behalf of the University of Massachusetts Chan Medical School, it is my great privilege to welcome you to today's White Coat Ceremony. For the comfort and enjoyment of all our guests, we kindly ask that you now turn off all cell phones and pagers. And as a gentle reminder, masks are required to be worn by all attendees throughout the entire ceremony. You will, however, see the speakers take their masks off in order that they may articulate clearly. Many thanks to all of you for your kind cooperation and for helping us to keep this event and venue safe. A professional photographer will be taking individual photos of the students as they receive their white coats. A website address where these pictures may be purchased will be provided to the students next week. You will find photos and a complete video of today's ceremony at umassmed.edu/news. We're also live right now on Facebook. Follow us there at UMass Chan. I don't sense the excitement. Are we going to have a great time? We will begin shortly. Ladies and gentlemen, let's please first welcome the T.H. Chan School of Medicine Class of 2025. Please welcome the faculty of the University of Massachusetts Chan Medical School. And finally, please welcome our honored speaker, the UMass Chan Medical School's 2021 recipient of the Manning Prize for Excellence in Teaching, Dr. Frank Domino, and the distinguished leadership of our Chan Medical School campus.
Good morning. You may be seated. Good morning, everyone, and a special welcome to the family members and guests of our first-year medical students. I'm Michael Collins, and I have the great privilege to serve as Chancellor at UMass Chan Medical School, the Commonwealth's first and only public medical school, and we welcome all of you to today's ceremony. Honestly, it's a distinct pleasure to welcome you to our white coat ceremony held in the beautifully adorned Hanover Theater, an iconic landmark that serves as a hub for the performing arts in the Worcester region. Similar to our hometown, Worcester, New England's second largest city, UMass Chan Medical School is experiencing a period of growth and transformation. You only need to walk around our campus for a brief period to see and sense that we are indeed an institution on the move. But I wouldn't encourage you to take a stroll around the campus right now. It is, in fact, the reason why we're marking this milestone event here in the theater rather than our customary venue on the campus green. You see, the campus is a very active construction zone with not one, but two substantial projects at different phases in their life. The new and state-of-the-art VA community-based outpatient clinic on our campus will We had the 10th worst access for veterans in America. And this group of people weren't going to be the 10th worst in anything. And I can assure you, if our students have the opportunity to care for veterans when they're in medical school, they'll do it even greater when they're in practice. The VA Community-Based Outpatient Center on our campus will formally open in November to provide care for veterans of Central and Western Massachusetts. And this winter, the first steel beams to support our 9-story new education and research building will sprout from the ground. When complete, this new signature facility will reconnect the linkage of our research and education complexes around a very impressive campus green. More importantly, it will signal the start of a new future defined by dynamism and distinction, innovation and impact. Already, the opening chapter of our bright and bullish future is being written. Buoyed by the recent news of a history-making $175 million transformational gift to our medical school from the Morningside Foundation of Newton, Massachusetts, we begin the second 50 years of our journey poised to transform our institution and to take our rightful place among the finest medical schools in the world, committed to healthcare education, research, and service to others. Through the generosity of the Chan family, we shall now be positioned to attract, educate, and mentor outstanding students, recruit and retain committed faculty, develop innovative and cutting-edge programs, and to encourage all students, faculty, and staff to redouble our commitment and the legacy of the Chan family to serve others. This commitment starts today, as you, the class of 2025, will be the first medical school class to don white coats emblazoned with your school's new name, the T.H. Chan School of Medicine. Mr. T.H. Chan was, in every sense of the word, a self-made man. Principled and personable, empathetic and energetic, determined and dogged, he achieved great professional success. Yet, he chose not to be defined by what he did, but by who he was. He lived a life of meaning and purpose, shaped and sustained by his belief in a shared humanity that connects and binds all of us together. His generosity of spirit and spirit of generosity benefited countless families. As we gather here today to observe, commemorate, and indeed celebrate our first-year medical students' transition to the medical profession, we shall bear witness to our medical students receiving their T.H. Chan School of Medicine white coats. In donning their coats, our students, now our youngest colleagues, will make a tacit commitment to always recognize and respect the shared humanity that exists between patient and caregiver. By so doing, they will honor the legacy of the man whose name will now become synonymous with our School of Medicine. In wearing their new white coats, our students will also be making a commitment to lifelong learning, to living a life in service to others, to be uncompromising in practicing evidence-based care, to upholding the standards of our profession, and most importantly, to always remember that it's a privilege for us to care for our patients and not a privilege for our patients to be cared for by us. As stewards of this great public medical school, we're so pleased to welcome you into the medical community and to guide you now towards a most fulfilling career, caring for and about others. It's a pleasure now to welcome Dr. Terry Flott, Medical School Provost and Dean of the T.H. Chan School of Medicine, to offer a personal reflection. Dean Flott.
Thank you, Chancellor. First, let me add my personal welcome to all of you, to the families, friends, supporters, and members of the class of 2025 of our newly renamed T.H. Chan School of Medicine of the UMass Chan Medical School. We are thrilled to see so many of you here. And to you, the students, congratulations. It's our hope that now that you've gotten your feet wet a little bit in the first month or so of medical school, as you pick up the pace of classes and exams, Now, perhaps you can pause with us for a moment to reflect on the importance of what you're doing here in becoming our future physicians. White coat ceremonies are a relatively new tradition in medicine. Many say that the ceremony originated at the University of Chicago's Pritzker School of Medicine in 1989, but the first full-fledged ceremony of the white coats under that name occurred at the Columbia College of Physicians and Surgeons. In 1993, Dr. Arnold P. Gold, a teacher and pediatric neurologist there, created the first full-fledged white coat ceremony at Columbia. We should note that we began the white coat ceremony here in 2010, and that our first ceremony was highlighted by a visit and keynote address from Dr. Jordy Cohen, who was then president of the Arnold P. Gold Foundation. It's important also for us to explain to you why we are having this event near the beginning of your first year. It may seem counterintuitive to some to don the white coat of the doctor at the beginning rather than at the end of your training. Before the ceremony came into being, medical students in most schools typically took an oath for the first time at commencement when they were graduating. At UMass Medical School, we evolved our own tradition of a second-year oath ceremony based on the idea that students would take the oath prior to their first hospital-based interactions with patients. However, in our curriculum, you'll see integration of patient experience throughout the 4 years, beginning your professional interactions with patients most notably later this month with your longitudinal preceptor experience, which you will love, I can guarantee you. In that experience, you'll be working at the elbow of practicing physicians and interviewing and examining your patients. So it's only fitting that we've put both your first oath and your first white coat here into this ceremony. In my view, both the coat and the oath are signs of commitment, reinforcing a theme the Chancellor mentioned. And that commitment is really my main message. When you were admitted to medical school, it was a moment of great joy and anticipation. I think you and your parents can attest to that. Often a lot of hooting and jumping up and down, a great moment of fun. It was also a moment of commitment. And for most of us, it was also going to medical school, a change in our identity. We talk about being a doctor or becoming a doctor, not about having a job as a doctor. Our identity as a physician becomes integral to who we are. But even more importantly than that, by deciding to enroll in medical school, you were making a profound commitment, a commitment to your patients and their families. In this last way, the act of commitment, the white coat takes on its special meaning. I made an analogy in past years' white coat ceremonies that the period now when you're student doctors wearing a white coat is somewhat similar to a period when you're engaged to be married. You're not yet fully skilled as physicians, but you are engaged. You're committed, albeit still reversibly so until you graduate. And I hope none of you who are engaged take it that way either. But you are, in a sense, still committed to be true to your patients. And although not yet fully assuming the responsibility of the physician, you are stepping at least partially into the physician's professional role whenever you interact with patients and families from here on. Those interactions must be undertaken in the spirit of humility and commitment to the basic welfare and basic autonomy of our patients to make their own decisions in their own lives. The commitment could be stated succinctly in this way. Our role is to be what our patients need us to be in that moment, what they need us to be, not what we want to be. And in helping them through crises of birth and death and everything in between to apply our scientific knowledge of human biology in a way that provides them with the most effective means to live healthy and fulfilled lives. Finally, we must consider the public aspect of our commitment. Your white coat is a very visible sign of that commitment for all to see. When you wear it, you're making a promise. You may not yet be fully fulfilling that promise since you're not quite a doctor yet, but you're publicly committing to that promise. In this past year or two, this commitment has taken on even new dimensions of diversity. We've begun to come to a reckoning as a society about how inequitable we can be in areas such as income, resource distribution, environmental impacts, education, and especially in healthcare. In that vein, we must also be committed to anti-racism in all its forms, to diversity, equity, and inclusion, and to every dimension of diversity. When I was in medical school, I was dealing with another pandemic, the HIV pandemic, and I can vividly recall a patient that I was assigned to treat as a fourth-year med student in the emergency department. It was a man who was dying of HIV/AIDS. It was before we came to grips with the equitable solution of universal precautions toward blood-borne pathogens for all, and so his treatment bay had been marked off with red infectious hazard tape. I went in and talked with the man. I tried to comfort him and ease his discomfort, get him medications and hydration, but the greatest distress he was experiencing was emotional. It was from the isolation he felt by not being treated equitably, by being singled out in a negative way and stigmatized. None of us in that ED that day lived up to the commitment that we were making with our white coats. In subsequent years, I've thought about how we failed to live up to that promise of the white coat in other instances. But I take great pride and great joy in knowing that you, the modern generation of healers, were surpasses in the equitability of your fulfillment of your white coat commitment. So with this public sign of your commitment, as you join us as faculty doctors in the service of our patients, their families, and their communities, it is my hope that your time as a student doctor will be filled with joy, wonder, excitement, and anticipation. This should be a wonderful time in your lives, and we look forward to supporting you and to celebrating it with you through all the 4 years to come. Congratulations to all of you, and enjoy the rest of the ceremony.
Thank you, Dean Flott. Each year, we select to deliver a keynote address to our medical students, a faculty member who exemplifies the noblest traditions and time-honored values of the medical profession, and who serves as a compelling ambassador of the UMass Chan Medical School. At today's ceremony, I have the wonderful pleasure of introducing a master clinician and educator, Dr. Frank Domino, who's a professor of family medicine and community health and the recipient of the 2021 Manning Prize for Excellence in Teaching. I now invite Dr. Frank Domino to address our first-year students. Dr. Domino.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Collins, Dr. Flott, and welcome to you in the audience, parents, family, and friends, and the future graduating class of the UMass T.H. Chan School of Medicine. It's really my honor to be here. Before I begin, I'm actually going to ask a favor of you. Please help me conduct a little research, if you will. You see, dessert is my favorite meal of the day. I can tell you all about my favorite desserts on over days and days. It's truly wonderful. But what I need you to please do is think of a story about your favorite dessert. What I'd like you to do is turn to your neighbor and in 1 minute tell them a story about your favorite dessert. And then when I tell you to switch, I'd like you to sit and listen for a moment to your neighbor's story about your favorite dessert. And what I'd like you to do is begin now. Okay, go ahead and switch. Okay. Wonderful. You are terrific. I will tell you, should you be so inclined, Dr. Flott, Dean Flott's favorite dessert is key lime pie made with real South Florida key limes. Dr. Collins is tiramisu. Mine is carrot cake. Thank you, though. As you just saw, everyone has a story. Earl had metastatic cancer and died just a few months ago. His oncologist asked me, why didn't he treat it when he was diagnosed 8 years ago? You see, Earl was the father of 2. He was a husband. He was a retired Worcester police officer. And for the last few years of his life, he was a truck driver. He liked to fish, and he mostly liked to watch his teenage daughter grow into adulthood. I became his doctor about 2 years ago when his previous family physician developed complications from her pancreatic cancer. My son died, he said. That's what he said when I asked him why he chose not to have treatment when he was first diagnosed. You see, his son developed lymphoma in his early 20s, and during his course of chemo developed a rare reaction and died from it. Earl was worried the same thing would happen to him. And so he chose not to accept treatment, knowing that he was going to die one day from his cancer. I did a few house calls on Earl before he died, and thanks to an awesome hospice team and his loving wife and family, he died peacefully at home. Every patient has a story. Of the many facts and skills and behaviors you're going to learn here, one of the most important is that every patient is so much more than their diagnosis. Stories are important. They're how we communicate and how we learn. I tell patients stories all the time about things that go on in my world. to both inform them and maybe motivate them every single day to help them live better. If you stop and ask, patients will tell you their stories. It's not even optional, it's foundational to what I do and what you will do as a physician. Stories change people's lives, just like I hope Earl's story has the chance to change your career. Let me tell you another story. This one is about me. If you're sitting here, you're extremely talented. You're very, very bright, and you have remarkable communication skills. But in most any profession, and especially true in medicine, to succeed, you need both that talent and character. I returned to medical school after having worked for a few years. I had been successful in high school and in college and thought, well, I'll bring that same skill set to medical school, until I started to fail. I failed almost every semester in the first 2 years of school. It was really disturbing. It was brutal. I thought, I'll just study harder. And so I'd get to the library when it opened at 6 and I'd leave at midnight. And I continued to fail. My wife is an elementary school teacher, and she often speaks of the zone of proximal development. I approached faculty and friends, and they kept telling me, study differently, and I continued to fail. What is the zone of proximal development? It's that space between who you are now and where you have the potential to go. Fear of going beyond how I studied was holding me back and making me fail. My insecurity to change was a lack of character. Over time, I eventually started changing how I studied, and it led to success. Medical school and medicine as a career is going to strongly test your zone of proximal development. Embrace it. Be open to change. Study differently. Use the incredible resources we've put in place here at our school. Reach out to your peers, and please, please, reach out to faculty when you need help, have questions, or think you're going to fail. Use your talents and develop your character. Charles Darwin told us that it's not the strongest of a species that survives, nor the most intelligent, but the most responsive. Over the next few years, you'll experience some amazing things and develop lots of stories on your own. You'll have many good days, and you're going to have some challenging days as well. Know that both of these are 100% part of medical education and the practice of medicine. For both, remember to share your stories with others. It will help you celebrate the good, like your favorite dessert, and recover from the rest. It's said, in the end, we're all stories, so make it a good one. That's my admonition to you. Make it a good one. Thank you for allowing me the honor to be your speaker today. Welcome to what I think is the most amazing medical school I have the honor to work with, and what is truly the best job in the world. Congratulations. Thank you.
It took Dr. Domino just a little while to recognize that carrot cake was good for the eyes and not for the brain, like tiramisu and key lime pie. Frank, thank you very much for a terrific talk. Thank you very much for, Frank, we were not able to give out medals for in the 2021 period because of the pandemic, but Frank did accept the Manning Prize, which is given to the best teacher of the year, and I asked him if he would give the talk today, and I think you can see why. Thank you, Frank. Now, we've come here for a white coat ceremony, Dr. Larkin, would you please come forward so that we can don the white coats on our students?
Good morning. The last 1.5 weeks have been a whirlwind of surprise, excitement, celebration. At the opening of our convocation last week, we were met with the news of the largest gift ever given to our institution through the generosity of the Morningside Foundation and the Chan family. Over this week, I've listened to words of gratitude and inspiration from our deans of the Tan Ching Fen Graduate School of Nursing and the Morningside Graduate School of Biomedical Sciences. And today, from the dean of the T.H. Chan School of Medicine, and of course, the Chancellor of the UMass Chan School of Medicine, UMass Chan Medical School, excuse me. But this is your day, the day that you will don your white coats, into which you will grow as a scientist, as a problem solver, an advocate, and as a person. In the Doctoring and Clinical Skills class, which I have the privilege to facilitate a small group, I'm humbled to read your reflections about what all of this means to you. Now, I haven't been in that class for very long, but each year I'm in awe of the insights that you have into the magnitude of what you will do, not only today, but in the years to come. Some of you have overcome tremendous hurdles. Some of you have already accomplished amazing things. And some of you don't quite yet know how to think of this new costume of sorts. But no matter what all of those other experiences have been, today you begin the journey to what to you must seem a long way off. But it's actually not so far off. In a few short years, you will be graduates of the T.H. Chan School of Medicine. Now, I love quotes from athletes. Elite athletes, I think, are very much like physicians in many ways. Jesse Owens was an African-American athlete who competed in the 1936 Olympics in Berlin. Think about that for a second. And what Jesse Owens said was this: we all have dreams. In order to make our dreams come true and come into reality, it takes an awful lot of determination, dedication, self-discipline, and effort. You have displayed all of those in your work to get here, and you will continue to display them in your work to achieve your ultimate goal of becoming a physician. Now, when we think about the white coat, someday you may decide that you no longer want to wear your coats in the way that you do today. You may be in the operating room, like me, and wear a different kind of coat. Or you may be a pediatrician and opt for a different atmosphere for your patients. But the coat that you don today will always be with you from today forward. In it, in the next few years, you will learn how to care for your patients, how to accomplish tasks, how to reach diagnoses, how to read images, how to perform procedures even. And ultimately, you will learn how to exercise judgment in the care of other human beings. There's nothing more sobering or more inspirational than this. So as you put on your white coats today, do so with what Jesse Owens suggested: determination, with self-discipline, with dedication, and my own addition, with pride. Begin your journey of developing the judgment that will eventually become deeply ingrained within you. So, let us begin.
Blackstone House. Head of House, Dr. Michael Ennis.
Dr. Jerry Durbin, mentor. Cloaking for Dr. Durbin students will be done by Dr. Michael Ennis. You guys want to hear a joke? What did one wall say to the other wall? I'll meet you at the corner. We're just waiting for our amazing cloakers to be ready. They actually have to go up and down a couple flights of stairs. Zaheen Ahmed. Madison Jones. Nikita Joshi. Mikhail Kuznetsov. Priscilla Lee. Nicole McWiggin. Dr. Cynthia Ennis, mentor. Cloaking for Dr. Ennis' students will be done by Dr. Hugh Silk. Sarah Bowie. Ricky Che. Erica Davis. Kelly Gallagher. Veronica Melnick. Connor Poplis. Crystal Fu. Dr. Michael Ennis, mentor. Rohan Bhatt. Hannah Coombs. Shivahami Maheswaran. Catherine Merton. Evan Searles. Michelle Wu. Dr. Hugh Silk, mentor. Haley Circa. Keelan Fallon. Suhasini Gupta. Alexander Lowe. Sonia Radu. Eddie Rios.
Brightwood House. Head of House, Dr. Samuel Borden.
Cloaking for all of Brightwood House will be done by Dean of the T.H. Chan School of Medicine, Dr. Terry Flatt. Dr. Eric Churchill, mentor. Stella Angela Barth. Rosemary Cobb. Adam Farooq. Hey In Sarah Lee. Akanksha Nagarkar. Andrew V. Rallo Ramasco. Nicholas M. Scuderi. Dr. Rohini Harvey, mentor. Courtney W. Chan. Annie Marie Geiger. Alicia Nguyen. Ryan Leonardo Morano. Siva Nara Simhadevara. Samantha Morse Stone. Dr. Molly Seton McNally, mentor. Melanie Barbini. Erica Dean. Maximilian Alex Kinney. Michael Moran. V. Wynn. Madeline Schwartz. Dr. Jacqueline Wu, mentor. Victor Oliveira Basilar. Kelly Harrison. Hope Kuna. Helen Rose Mizrak. Kareem Nunali Rivera. Michaela Oster. Derek Tonto.
Burncoat House. Head of House, Dr. David Adom.
Dr. Lisa Gussick, mentor. Cloaking for Dr. Gussick students will be done by Dr. David Hayden. Talia Campbell. Stephanie Choi. Angela Ling. Curran Parita. Tyler Radoziski. Alessandria Wayne. Samaya Akhtor. Leah Baresi. Olivia Buckle. Danielle Faye Lee. Patrick MacDonald. Christopher Zero. Dr. Matthew McGinnis, mentor. Sophie Barlows. Isaac Bronson. Jessica Jean Farzan. Marin Lloyd. Emily Marie Mira. William Vincent Pisano. Dr. Jennifer Moody, mentor. Cloaking for Dr. Moody's students will be done by Dr. David Hayden. Sophia Antonoli. Métis Dabelli Dabella. Michael Dente. Jack Hanna. Adriana Howard. Michaela Jules Tobin. Dr. Prashant Vareddy, mentor. Louis Beers. Clara Elizabeth Rose Cabot. Amanda Lenhard. Christine Lee. Kelly Lowe. Sridhar Singh. Dr. Peggy Wu, mentor. Emily Ann Caggiano. Nadine Cridley. Jae-Young Lee. Allison Salunga Mabius. Michael Malu. Grace Catherine Masha. Odell Zadeh.
Kelly House. Head of House, Dr. Gary Blanchard.
Dr. Gary Blanchard, mentor. Marcus McKenzie. Ariba Memon. Ayana Riddyhoff. Lori Sahakian. Eve Takazawa. Christopher Zamiti. Dr. Jay Broadhurst, mentor. Nicole Ayers. Claire Brandley. Gautam Shituru. Justine DiBiasio. Gabrielle Martin. Dan Nguyen. Bitney Pham. Dr. Nidhi Chohar, mentor. Lydia Maxwell Brainerd. Joseph Brzezinski. Fahim Chowdhury. Talia Feldman. Jennifer Marino. Lauren Shoemate. Kai Lu Yu. Dr. Beverly Nazarian, mentor. Emma Austin Holt. Cameron Both. Amanda Jaja. Krithi Gopalan. Nick Kamkari. Audrey Lang.
Quinn Sigeman House. Head of House, Dr. Diane Blake.
Dr. Aaron Barlow, Mentor. Elisa Bello. Alexander Buhi. Renee Joyce. Ramya Lakaraju. Linda Nguyen. Jennifer Rossman. Dr. Diane Blake, Mentor. Raquel Batar. Arpin Bose. Matthew Cavello. Michelle Ramos. Malika Perandre. Priscilla Rojas. Hannah Wisniewski. Dr. Laura Hallett, mentor. Ashley Eileen Galvin. Sanjna Iyengar. Madison Raven Brown Marasco. Sumin Myung. Tanmay Patil. Torresa Claire Rafferty Millet. Zun Wengu, mentor. Cloaking for Dr. Wengu's students will be done by Dr. Diane Blake. Ryan Chen. Tomer Korabalmakov. Karishma Shwetal Patel. Asta Pocarel. Nicole Elizabeth Poole. Shireen Zarnafzar.
Tatnick House. Head of House, Dr. Christine McGinnis.
Dr. Timothy Gibson, mentor. Cloaking Dr. Gibson students will be done by Dr. Chris McGinnis. Daniel T. Chen. Kristen Lauder. Marissa Mason. Megan Elizabeth Riley. Sashrika Seni. Andy Wang. Dr. Marcy Jones, mentor. Kara Berg. Sashinya Da Silva. Megan Lowe. Tristan Magnaka. Alexander Niamtu. Rebecca Pinwala. Dr. Christine McGinnis, mentor. Anthony Michael Camargo. Cassia M. Dillon. Noah Peter Gilreath. Levy Goldfarb. Chloe Kirsten Hertzig. Kayla Loicano. Dr. Stacy Weisberg, mentor. Natasha Bitar. Eden Diamond. Abhinaya Gunasekar. Jenna Lambert. Samantha Lee. Noah Shambra.
I'd now like to ask Dean Flott to return to the podium to lead the class of 2025 in reciting the Oath of Maimonides. I would invite all physicians in the audience to please stand and join in that recitation of the oath. Dean Flott.
So the oath may be found on the back cover of your programs. Thy eternal providence has appointed me to watch over the life and health of my fellow human beings. May the love for my art actuate me at all times. May neither avarice, nor miserliness, nor thirst for glory, or for great reputation engage my mind. For the enemies of truth and philanthropy could easily deceive me and make me forgetful of my lofty aim of doing good to my patients. May I never see in the patient anything but a fellow creature in pain. Grant me strength, time, and opportunity, always to correct what I have acquired, always to extend its domain. For knowledge is immense, and the spirit of man can extend infinitely to enrich itself daily with new requirements. Today we can discover our errors of yesterday, and tomorrow we may obtain a new light on what we think ourselves sure of today. I have been appointed to watch over the life and death of my fellow human beings. Here am I, ready for my vocation, and now I turn unto my calling.
If I could ask you to be seated for one more moment, please. Thank you. I know I speak for all of our faculty in extending to you our very best wishes as you embark on your educational journey. To the many faculty members here with us today, accentuating the significance of this milestone event, I want to thank you for your presence and your support. To the many families and friends who join us, your support and encouragement will be critical to these students as they pursue their medical degrees. And I'd like to have a word with just a few of you. Samantha Stone's father, we have our eye on you. That's selfie, so they'll be watching for you at commencement for sure. Courtney, we would have, hope you don't mind us naming the medical school after you. It was just one of those. You might have wondered what was going on with Emily Caggiano, I believe it was her grandfather, when he stopped to have a conversation with us. It's actually kind of cool. He was apologizing to us because he said, I won't be able to be there at commencement because by that time I'll be 104 years old. How about that, Mr. Caggiano? Congratulations to you. I wouldn't bet against him. And lastly, to Chloe Herzeg's Cloaker. I hate to tell this to all of you, but he told us she will be the best among you. How about that? I want to welcome all of you to the UMass family. As you can see, we have a marvelous institution. And for the next many years, we're going to have a wonderful time. You see, we are given an awesome responsibility to steward those who come behind us in our professions. And when we take our oath at graduation, it actually says in it that we will care for those who come behind us in our profession. And for those of you who support them, we're delighted that over the next many years you'll be part of our community. I would like to ask you, if you would, to please thank the staff of the Hanover Theater when you're leaving today. The theater has been terrifically responsive to our request to be able to host this event here, and I'm most appreciative for the staff who came in to make that possible. Typically, we would enjoy having an opportunity to socialize with all of you at a post-ceremony reception. Unfortunately, given the procedures and practice we put in place for today, that's not going to be possible. And we also have to get the theater ready for the 4 o'clock show. We're going to be having the second-year student ceremony a little later this afternoon. So this brings to close today's formalities. I'd ask that those of you who are here to support our students, if you would stay in your seats until the students have had a chance to process out. I want to thank all of you for being here today. It's a privilege of a lifetime to have the opportunity to lead UMass Chan Medical School. I want you to know that. Please travel home safely and stay safe. All the best. Thank you.
That's so strange.